Yes guys, Ian Matthias from Matthias Unboxing here today. A little bit of a rock star entrance there for myself as well. So the fight I'm talking about today is Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez. We are getting our prediction out for this fight next week, but this is something that's just a little bit different. The initial idea of this channel was to drive interaction, and this video is looking to start that there. Okay, I've reached out to a few people on Twitter, a few of my friends, just to try and get something a little bit different. So this is the pre-prediction show for Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders. First up, who we're starting to work really closely with is my buddy Scott at Southwest Boxing Media.
Hi everyone, Scott here at Southwest Boxing Media in association with Bricks and Streetwear. Thanks Ian for asking me to give my opinion on the upcoming fight that we're all looking forward to. That is Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. Okay, I'm obviously really chuffed the fight is happening, so well done to Eddie Hearn for getting that over the line. I think it's going to be really difficult for Billy Joe Saunders to win. Hopefully we get to see the best Billy Joe Saunders. I think if we do get to see the best Billy Joe Saunders, I can see the fight being quite close. Unfortunately, I think that Canelo, with the momentum of, beating Kovalev, beating Callum Smith, beating Yildirim, being quite active. Obviously, Billy Joe hasn't been as active, hasn't fought the level of opposition that Canelo has. We've also got the scorecards to be a bit wary about. So I can see it being a really, really close fight in the ring, quite similar to the Golovkin first fight. Possibly Canelo just maybe winning it on the scorecards, possibly forcing a second fight. I think he'll follow the same pattern as Golovkin 1 and Golovkin 2. I think some people will say Billy Joe won the first one, and I think they'll be forced into a second. I think Billy Joe will win the fight, but I don't think he'll win on the scorecards, and I think there'll be a Canelo win.
Next up is someone I spent hours of watching boxing with, my best friend growing up, Joe. Here he is.
Oh yeah, just a quick prediction video for the Billy Joe Canelo fight coming up in May. Big fan of the fight, firstly. I think it's one of the best fights to be made in boxing at the moment. Big fan of Billy Joe also. Really hope he can pull off the upset. I do think he's probably the toughest fight for Canelo out there at the moment, Billy Joe, style-wise and everything. But having said all that, I just think Canelo's in his prime at the moment. Got too much momentum. I can't see anybody beating him for at least the next 3, 4, 5 years maybe. I just think he's a bit unstoppable at the moment. So even though I do hope Billy Joe proves me wrong, does the business, I'm going for a late-ish stoppage for Canelo, maybe with a body shot. But like I said, I do hope he proves me wrong and gets the job done, Billy, and can't wait for the fight.
The next person with a prediction who I'm really incredibly grateful for is Mini Max. I'll put the link to his page in the description below. Max, thanks very much for doing this. Here's his prediction on the fight.
So next May, we have Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. Now, this fight, many people are anticipating and excited for. Now, personally, I'm not necessarily crazy about it. I think it's going to be a pretty easy victory for Canelo Alvarez. I do think that Billy Joe's slickness and his boxing ability and IQ will give Canelo problems early on, and maybe even midway through the fight. But I do feel that Canelo's going to adjust. He's going to start to wear out Saunders. He's going to go to the body, rip downstairs, start timing him, and beat him down as the fight goes on. It should be an interesting fight, though, while it lasts. And I do think that Saunders will make it somewhat competitive early on. But I think as the fight goes on, Canelo's just going to break him down. I don't believe Saunders has the power to hurt Canelo or even really gain his respect. And I don't think he's capable of comprehensively outboxing him to a decision. I do feel that as the fight goes on, Saunders is going to gas out as he usually does. And Canelo, he has shown that he is better at pacing himself as of late. And I think he'll wear down Saunders and I'll go with 11th round TKO victory.
Thanks very much for that, Max, bringing the international content to the show as well. Next up, we got someone who I worked with for a year or two, Jordan Huntley.
Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez. My prediction. First of all, thanks to Ian for getting me on. He did start his career with me on the A-Side podcast, and now he's running the show on YouTube. So cheers again, mate, for getting me on here. First off, just really excited for this fight. Didn't think this could happen, to be honest. I didn't think Canelo ever fancied facing Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders has never been a massive draw. Numbers-wise, he's always been, a bit of a hardcore favourite. So, yeah, absolutely buzzing for this fight. Can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be a chess match. I think it's going to be tactical. I think it's going to go right to the wire, and it's going to be some really, really high class quality boxing back and forth. I do think it's going to go the distance. My prediction is a very controversial, unanimous decision win for Canelo. I think Billy Joe Saunders is going to pull off the performance of his career. I think a lot of people are going to think he's won the fight, and I think that Canelo is going to get given the decision, a unanimous decision, and I think it's going to be very, very controversial, but I'm expecting a great fight. I'm looking forward to it, and good luck to Billy Joe Saunders.
And Jordan is the newest part of the Matthias on Boxing prediction team. A regular contributor is Chris Chapman. Here he is.
Hi there, boxing fans. Chris Chapman here. Welcome to Matthias on Boxing. Thank you to all our subscribers, everyone who's watched and commented on our videos. It's a pleasure doing them, and we hope you enjoy them. So let's have a little chat and a little think about Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo. Canelo stepped to undisputed super middleweight dominance. To be honest, Billy Joe Saunders probably will give Canelo his toughest test. I believe he poses something Canelo hasn't faced in years, and that is a competent back foot boxer who will test him and take him deep into this fight. This is not going to be another Canelo versus Yildirim, and I don't believe this will be as one-sided as Canelo versus Smith. However, to echo similar sentiments some of my colleagues have mentioned already, I firmly believe this fight will go the distance. I believe it will go to points, and I believe Canelo will win on a 1-1-15, 1-1-13 split decision.
Thanks for that, chappers. And next up, someone I'm working with at the moment, Johnny Rydens.
Hi guys, Johnny here. Matthias on Boxing, thanks for giving me the opportunity to give my opinion. You know I like to share it. Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez. Now for me, I can't see anybody else on the planet worrying Canelo outside of Billy Joe. He's now said that to everybody as well, so it'd be nice to see him back it up. I think he needs 100% camp, 100% mindset to come in and do the job, but saying that, I don't think he can. Reason for that is the last sort of 3 of the last 5 big fights that Canelo's had, 24 rounds of Triple G, Smith and Kovalev, they're all way bigger punchers than Billy Joe. Technically not as good, I agree, but I just feel that Canelo will come in, lose the first 2 rounds, one on the inside, one on the outside, just working out how Billy Joe's sort of come in prepped and his fight plan, as he does with a lot, in my opinion. Then he'll choose his fight plan himself. I think that in the middle rounds, he'll start dominating, and I'm predicting a KO 8th round. I just feel that Billy Joe will know he needs rounds and will start swinging and leave opportunity to get it.
The next 2 people have a fantastic channel themselves, Women's Fight News. It's Sasha and Susie. Thank you girls very much for doing this and for keeping me a little bit educated in women's boxing as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Susie from Women's Fight News, and here's my prediction for Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. So it's a great fight, and I'm glad it's finally being made and in front of a ton of fans, which I'm not at all jealous of. Love to go and see that. So I think pound for pound, number 1, Canelo, he just gets better and better. He's amazing. And to be honest, he's at that sort of peak in the career that I just can't see him being beaten at the moment. However, it's going to be the biggest fight of Billy Joe's career against Canelo, and I think if he brings his absolute A game, he might have a chance at it, especially being a slick boxer with fast hands, because we've seen Canelo against bigger fighters with heavier hands, and he's beaten them. So it could be the key that it's the slicker boxer with the faster hands. However, my prediction is I see Canelo beating Saunders by wearing him down in the later rounds and stopping him.
Hi, I'm Sasha from Women's Fight News, and this is my prediction for the Billy Joe and Canelo fight. I'm going to go with Canelo on this one. As much as I would love Billy Joe Saunders to win, I think there's too much going against them for this one. I think his inactivity is going to play a big part in it. He wasn't that convincing against Martin Murray, and obviously it's a huge step up from Martin Murray to Canelo. I also think if Billy Joe was to get the win, it would have to come from stoppage. I don't think he would ever get the judge's decision at all. So there's a lot of pressure on him there. However, I do think he is going to give Canelo problems, especially in the early rounds. But I do think the inactivity will play a part, and I'm going to go with Canelo winning with a late stoppage.
Hey guys, firstly I want to give everyone a massive thank you for contributing. Scott, we're partnering up with Southwest Boxing Media. I'll put the description for his channel, the YouTube channel, in below. They're massive on Instagram as well, 12,000 followers, so get them followed there. For Max, Mini Max, he's got a fantastic channel. I think Max is only 15 or 16. He's pumping up regular boxing content and doing a really good job on YouTube and Twitter. Again, Max's description to his channel will be got on there, so give him a like, give him a subscribe guys on there. And lastly, Susie and Sash, thank you very much girls for joining in, as well as helping me with a bit of women's boxing knowledge as well. I really appreciate that. The link to their channel will also be in the description below. Okay guys, as for me, Canelo versus Billy Joe. Billy Joe's one of my favourite fighters. I love Billy Joe. I think he's an idiot. I think he's hilarious. I just think he's a fantastic boxer. When he beat Eubank, that was one of my favourite wins in British boxing recently. His performance against Lemieux was just amazing. The no-look punch. He's got it all. He's just a fantastic talent. But Canelo's a different level. I can't see how he can beat a Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he hits hard enough to keep Canelo off him. I think Canelo's footwork will eventually wear him down. I think Canelo's defensive skills will get to him. I'm hoping, and I really hope I'm wrong. Probably one of the biggest fights in recent memory that I hope I am wrong for. Because I really want Billy Joe to do it. But I think Canelo KO round 9 to 12. Thanks guys. Everyone really appreciate this. Hope you enjoyed. A little bit different than usual. So yeah, check us out guys.